The Australians are unbearable in a sporting sense.
The great Australian sprinter.
They feel they have the best sprinters in the world.
Jolie Star, well, she is a star. She's at the peak of her powers.
Talk is one thing, but to travel halfway across the world and do it on the biggest stage is a challenge.
The Aussie's going to do it. What a famous victory.
What makes the International Challenge at Royal Ascot so captivating for us, the fans, is the unknown. We're mixing form lines, running on a different track to what they're used to and trying to work out which ones will adapt the best to the challenge of Ascot. The Australians are unbearable most of the time in a sporting sense, and when they come into Britain, you know, they're coming in with their chests out, whether it's the environment that they're bred in, their racing program, their climate, you know, whatever it is, they feel they have the best sprinters in the world. The Australians look to be bringing an exceptionally strong team of sprinters to the Royal Meeting this season, and top of the pecking order, you'd have to say, looks to be Jolie Star.
Jolie Star's, well, she's well named. She is a star. She's got this amazing race winning record at the moment. She's won all the best sprint races here in Australia.
Trained by Chris Waller, owned by Cambridge stud Sir Brendan, Lady Joe Lindsay, the most decorated stud in New Zealand, and to be ridden by New Zealand's most decorated son in jockey terms, James McDonald. To me, this mare sounds more like a Kiwi than an Aussie.
We feel like we're the racing All Blacks at the moment.
And look, she looks a very, very formidable prospect.
She's won a Group 1 over a mile. The 6 furlongs at Ascot is just going to be, you'd think, tailor-made for her, especially that last furlong. She's at the peak of her powers. She's a 5-year-old, well-matured, ready to travel, and she is trained by an absolute master.
We're very fortunate to have a horse that can actually go to Ascot.
The travel, you know, when you sort of think about putting a horse on a plane for 30 hours, but he explained to us, look, horses travel fine, they're used to standing up, they get looked after. And it's just too big of an opportunity to come from Australia and be part of all this, to turn it down.
The most exciting thing is getting to the races on race day and watching her win.
Jolie Star in front of Giga Kick, and she does it again, Jolie Star. 5 Group 1s. Jolie Star, what a marvel.
You know, it's an adventure, all right, and gosh, we can't wait to get on the plane and start the adventure. You know, life's about making new memories. This is going to be a new memory that Joe and I can make together. This is next level stuff compared to what we're used to.
She's off to Royal Ascot now.
Very familiar with Jolie Star and been able to compete against her numerous times. Unfortunately, I've come off second best the large majority of those.
Overpass is, I think he's really interesting. You know, he brings a very high level of form to the table. It sounds like they will go for the King Charles III, potentially to avoid Jolie Star.
Overpass has been a remarkable horse. He has been sound and healthy and such a stable stalwart for so long.
Overpass makes his way up now into the gates. Overpass, par for the course. Overpass, it's 4 for 4.5.
So first up this year, he went straight into the Everest against Car Young Rising, who's the world's best horse, then came back in the autumn. And only the one run, the TJ Smith, which is one of Australia's, if not the best sprint race outside the Everest. He ran a very gallant 4th after running 2nd the previous year. So his form has definitely been very consistent at that very high level.
He's a gelding, you know, and I think that does offer some advantages as an Australian horse coming across, for horses to come from all around the world, not just to prove their talent, but their constitution, their versatility on the stage that is Ascot.
The aim is to have him pretty much ready to go when he travels across, so we don't have to put too much pressure on when he arrives. It's going to be a great thrill, and I think I've got the horse to be competitive as well.
And I think he's really interesting there. I really wouldn't be sleeping on Overpass. Well, we've been enjoying Asphora in Britain and in France and in Ireland for the last 2 seasons, and she's such an interesting example because she was not one of the better sprinters on the domestic scene. So Henry Dwyer was so brave to bring her over, to embrace the challenge, and the fact that she has done so well, you know, just underlines the strength and depth of their division. But look, adaptability is another thing. Not every Australian horse that comes to Ascot and comes to Britain is as successful as she has been.
Here's Asphora, the light blue sleeve. She's grabbed the lead from Big Edge, and Asphora has gone on to win the King Charles III.
Asphora has been running riot in the sprint division in Europe, and she has done so having travelled over from Australia both times. But it's a slightly different preparation this time around. She has stayed in Britain over the winter. God help her, I can't imagine she enjoyed it too much. But perhaps the most pertinent factor that she's facing into this season is that the international challenge that's arriving over to meet her would seem quite a bit stronger than it's been in the last 2 years. As great as Royal Ascot already was, in the last 25 years, the influx of international challengers from all over the racing world just has greatly enriched the meeting. That clash over the years, over the decades now, is just absolutely magical. What I particularly love about the Japanese and Japanese racing is the ambition they have shown in an international sense.
It's a dream to attend Royal Ascot once in a life. He is still improving, so I think he has a good chance to win and become the first Japanese trained winner at Royal Ascot.